So just before we go into our first example, let us look at the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula says x equal minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all upon 2a. In the meantime, we need to also bear in mind the standard format of the quadratic equation, which says y equal ax squared plus bx plus c. So it is this standard format of the quadratic equation which helps us to correctly identify our a, b, and c in the given equation that we are asked to solve, so that the values for A, B, and C can be correctly substituted into the quadratic formula. So in our first example, we need to solve y equal x squared minus 5x plus 6. So our first step is to correctly identify our A, our B, and our C, just like in the standard format of the quadratic equation. Now, this is in the standard format because just like over here, we have our x squared term followed by our x term followed by the constant. So therefore, the coefficient of x squared is our a, which is 1, because x squared is the same as 1x squared. The coefficient of our x term, which is b in this case, is negative 5. And c, which is our constant, is positive 6. So now that we have correctly identified the values for A, B, and C, we can now proceed to carry out substitution with the quadratic formula. So here, the process of substitution is being carried out using the quadratic formula. Remember, our A is 1, our B is negative 5, and our C is 6. The formula says minus B. So as you will see, wherever I'm substituting a value for A, B, or C, I put that value in a small bracket. So this is negative 5 for B, negative 5 again for B, 1 for A, 6 for C, and 1 for A. So pretty much we'll go ahead and simplify. So while we're simplifying, minus negative 5 becomes the same as positive 5. Plus or minus, then we have the square root symbol, and negative 5 squared is positive 25. Then we have our minus, then 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 6 is 24. So we have 5 plus or minus square root of 25 minus 24. And of course, in the denominator, 2 times 1 is 2. So in our next step, the square root of 25 minus 24 simplifies to the square root of 1. So the square root of 1 is 1. So now we have 5 plus or minus 1 all upon 2. So in the very next step, we need to split apart the plus or minus. So we will use them independently. So now, by using each sign, which are the plus and the minus, by using them independently, we have 5 plus 1 divided by 2, or we have 5 minus 1 divided by 2. So our solution shows that x is equal to 5 plus 1 divided by 2, 3, or x is equal to 5 minus 1 divided by 2, which is 2.